Good morning. Moving on to lesson 12.2, histograms. Are you ready for a joke? What did Aaron call his grandmother who taught statistics? His histogram. So a histogram is just another way to describe a set of data, right? Instead of using a bar graph or instead of using a circle graph or a line plot. It's just another way to organize information. It looks very similar to a bar graph. However, the bars touch. So instead of a bar graph, it separates. All of the bars are separated. Histogram, the bars touch. And usually for a bar graph, it's one category. So each bar represents one category. So like if we were saying how many students like cats in Miss Sklar's class, or dogs, or fish, well, cats would go up to 15, dogs would go up to 2, and fish would go up 1, so that is how a bar graph would look. But a histogram is a type of bar graph used to display numerical data that have been organized into equal intervals. This equal intervals part is super duper important. I prefer the word in intervals or ranges. So it's a range. These intervals allow you to see the frequency of distribution. So just how many are in that range. So if instead we were talking about how many students, like what our class made for mowing lawns. So maybe we've got the range of like $15 to $19 for mowing a lawn, $20 to $24. $25 to $29. So if we put 5 people for $20 to $24, that means 5 people make between $20 and $24 for mowing a lawn. So it gives you a range. So let's look here. So cost of different remote control airplanes. And because So first off, let's say there's no distance between the bars, right? Usually a bar graph, there would be distance between each of these, but there's not. And look down here at the bottom, it's ranges. So this still looks the same, like a normal bar graph, have equal intervals going up. But instead of just saying $25, it's a range. So between $25 and $49.99, there are 9 planes sold that are between that range. $50 to $74.99, it's 7 planes sold. Now the reason they're touching is because it goes to $49.99 and then automatically to $50, right? It's either to $49.99 or immediately to $50. There's no space in between. Because all of the intervals are equal, all of the bars have the same width. So we don't see a bar this big, right? And then a bar this big. They all follow the same interval, meaning 25 to $49.99. Well, 25 to 50 is 25. So 25 to $49.99 is $24.99. And then 50 to $74.99 is $24.99. Each of these represent $24.99. It says intervals with a frequency of 0. Frequency just means number of. So if there were no planes sold between $125 and $149.99, well then there's not going to be a bar there, right? It's just going to be blank. Alrighty, so there are 2 things that you'll be asked to do for the homework. The first is to describe the data. So here, I just described all kinds of data here. I said there were 7 planes sold that were between $25 and $49.99. Or we could say most planes that are sold at this store are between $25 and $49.99. You can say there are no planes sold at this store that are $125 to $149.99. So when you describe the data, you've got a couple different things to say. So just if I say something different, it says describe something, but you say something else, as long as what you said is, accurate based on the image or based on the histogram, then that's totally fine. The other thing is it'll ask you to make a histogram. So this is just describing. It says refer to the histogram above, describe the data, how many remote control airplanes cost at least $100. So I just described the data, but now let's answer how many remote control airplanes cost at least $100. At least, that means it can cost $100. It can cost more than $100. So there are, 2 airplanes right here that cost more than $100. 0 in this category, but then there's 1 airplane here. So total, there are 3 remote control airplanes that cost at least $100. Alrighty, this is constructing a histogram. So example 2, a table shows the number of daily visitors to selected state parks. Draw a histogram to represent the data. So the first thing you need to do here is make a frequency table. Now again, frequency just means number of. So likely they will give you the ranges. So I've done it here. I gave you the ranges 100 to 149. So they would not give you these numbers. These are the numbers that you'd have to make, right? But you would look at the table with the numbers, and then you'd have to fill in the frequency table. So 100 to 149. Well, let's count. That's in it. 1 to 149. That's in it. Okay, so there are 2, right? Tally or a number. Frequency is just the number of. 150 to 199. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 200 to 249. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I could just undo this, right? It says 8, good. Alrighty. 250 to 299. 1. So just 1. 300 to 349. 1. So just 1. And then the last one, 382. We've got 1. Alrighty, so that's what a frequency table is. It's just counting. They'll give you the ranges. You'll just have to tally it up and write the number. Now, we've got to fill in the histogram. So again, they give us the ranges. Now we just need to fill in how many. So for 100 to 149, we had 2. So we're going to go up to 2. Now, generally, try to keep your bars the same width. So I separate that before I even start. 150 to 199, there's 7. So I'm going to go halfway. Alrighty, 200 to 249, we've got 8. 250 to 299, we've got 1, and we've actually got 1 all the way across. So really, if I had a pencil, I would separate these so you could see that they're different bars. But that's all you need to do. So that's making a histogram. You've just got to look at it. So maybe there was a question that said, how many people were between 200 to 249? Well, you would say 8, right? So you've just got to kind of read and look through the frequency, which means number of. Let me know if you have any questions, and have an awesome day. Oops.